Hey guys, Rob from Pixel Lab here again. This week I managed to pick up this old Nintendo Gamecube black console. Bought this at a pawn shop. It cost me $89. The box is in relatively average condition, as you can probably see. But however, it is a box nonetheless, and these things are becoming really difficult to find in box. So let's open it up and see what the console looks like. So it did come with a official GameCube power supply. Not sure if you could see that. Also a GameCube controller. Pretty good condition. Little bit dirty around the D-pad. But we are going to be cleaning this up and restoring this console to make it as brand spanking new as possible. And now also got the instruction booklet, which is also quite rare to find these days. And now let's have a look at the console. Put that aside. So the GameCube was released in September 2001. I, however, did not get one as I was still on the Nintendo 64. Pretty much played that till about 2005 before I gave up. There is a screw coming from it. But there doesn't seem to be any screws missing on the inside. That's strange. We'll put that aside. As you can see, it's pretty decent condition. Bit of cosmetic wear here and there. Scratched a little bit on the surface there. Got that sticker, but we'll peel that off. Everything else is pretty good. The front is pretty yellowed. Not sure if you'll be able to pick that up, and it is a bit filthy. It did actually come with a official GameCube memory card. Also very, very dirty, which we'll give that a clean as well. Not sure if you can see all that yellowing and all that dirt in there. So what I'm planning to do in this video is to pull it apart, take all the plastic bits off, especially take this white controller input port, not port, but the cover off, brighten that up. I'm going to try to retro brighten this if I need to, so I'll take you on the procedure of how I do that. Hopefully get it looking as clean and nice as the day came out of the factory. But look at all that crap on the inside there. Not sure if that's going to pick it up, but so now what I'm going to do is just get my screwdriver bits and pull it apart, take all the plastic bits off and clean it up. So I'll take you guys on a step-by-step process of how I like to do that. So stick around. So now what I'm going to do is pull it apart, take all the plastic bits off that I can, give them a nice clean and try to get it looking as clean as possible. So to take the GameCube apart, you will need to get yourself a game bit screwdriver. These are quite nifty little things. You can pick them up on eBay or Amazon, about $5. Now unscrew most of your earlier consoles as well as all your Nintendo cartridges. So in order to do that, just flip them over. There is 4 screws down there, which you have to undo. You will hear a little pop. and you can unscrew them. Just a word of caution, to pull the Gamecube apart, be prepared to unscrew a lot of screws. There are plenty of them in here. Make sure you keep them all in a separate pile so you know where they all go when it comes to putting them back together. Then you can just lift and all the screws will fly out. So there's the top of it, there's the bottom. Make sure you keep all those. A little pile. That's that. What I can do now is take this to the sink. You can use water or isopropyl alcohol, depending what you want, as long as you dry it out relatively quickly and let it dry super well before putting it back together, because it does contain a few metal bits in here which you do not want rusting and corroding on you. So do make sure that you dry it out really well before putting it back together or even turning it on again. And what we have is the main part of the console. As you can see, the fan is filthy. And what you can do is, when you have this little panel, there's two little clips on the sides here which you can just pop off, and that comes apart like this. So there's a little ribbon cable just in there which you can gently pull off. There's that front panel that comes off beautifully. And after that, what you'll need to do to remove that yellowed front bit, there's two little Phillips screws in there, but you'll need a different screwdriver. I've got this little set here, comes with everything I need, pretty handy, about $30 I think I paid for it, so pretty good all in all. Grab a bigger one. What you do is just basically unscrew that, unscrew that, keep those separate so we know where they go. Ideally I like to keep my screws in a little pile in order of taking them off, and then I just work backwards, and that whole little panel should just slide right off. Those little internals you can give a nice clean with a toothbrush and some isopropyl alcohol. They'll come up and treat after I'm done. I'm going to soak this in some laundry detergent overnight, see what results I get. If it's still a bit yellow, I'll retro brighten this with hydrogen peroxide. Now that we have that, we have the main body of the console. Back part of it comes off quite easily, same as the front. It's got two little clips on the sides here. All you do is just grab those and then just pull it towards you and flick it up, and that comes off. That's quite dirty as well, so we'll definitely give that a clean. Put that to the cleaning pile. And just to clean the fan, what we want to do is we want to take our Phillips screwdriver and just undo those two screws on each side here. Quite easy to do. They are slightly shorter than the screws before that, so do keep them separate. Here we go. Now what you do is just grab that and just pull it towards you like so. And then there's two little wires there that you can just unplug. They are color coded, so you'll see that the grey one goes back into the grey and the white goes back into the white. And it just pulls out through this little bit here, which you can take out. And then that's a super dirty fan that we can also clean up. And then obviously if we wanted to go further down, you have to unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 screws all around. But we're not going to go all the way down, taking it in layers and layers, because I don't think we need to. The only thing we might do is just take those little memory card flaps off. They're quite easy to take off as well. You need a screwdriver and just pop them off. Please be careful with them because they are plastic and fragile, and they do have little springs in there which can pop off. Once you lose them or break them, you'll never be able to find replacements for them. But that's also quite yellowed, so we'll definitely clean those up as well. Just like so. And then what we'll do is just give that a nice wipe over with some isopropyl alcohol, as well as a toothbrush. Then that should come up quite nice. Do we have some dead bugs in there? And a dead millipede. But yeah, I'm not going to pull that whole thing apart because I don't think I need to. And then once you keep going down the layers, it does become a bit more challenging to put together. So now that we've got all that, all our bits for cleaning, all the flaps and all those things. So yeah, let's go to the sink and I'll show you what I do next. So to give all these parts a clean, what I like to do is I like to use a bit of Nappy Sand Vanish Oxy Action. It's pretty good stuff as it contains slight traces of hydrogen peroxide, so it tends to bleach the plastics a little bit. So we'll give that a shot and clean up the rest of the stuff, and if it still needs more bleaching, we'll just use a stronger percentage of hydrogen peroxide and a light curing unit. But let's get started and see how it turns out. Now that we're all sudsy, we'll just drop it all in. Like I said, there are screws in here and springs. So if you don't want a soaker, you can take all the screws out if you want, but then you have to put it all back together again. But what I'll do is just dump it in and then dry it really well, and I've never had any issues as far as corrosion or rusting. Starting to look much better. Then the other bits I'll just leave soaking in there and come back to them in a couple of hours and see how they look. As for cleaning all the other components and electronics, I like to use isopropyl alcohol. This is 100% alcohol, which is really good, which means it's super volatile and evaporates really quickly, which means you can use it liberally on all electronics. So all I like to do is just pour a cupful of it. And then just use brushes like a shaving brush and makeup brushes, and then I can get, you know, the little nooks and crannies just to clean everything off all the dust around and things. This stuff dries really quickly, so don't have to worry about getting it on the circuit boards and things like that. Much cleaner. Now we'll go on to the controller inputs. Same thing. Dab it in there. Not only will that clean all the dust out, but also clean the connections. So if you ever have problems with controllers not connecting properly, the alcohol will just remove any other corrosion that might be in there, which is really handy. As far as the disk drive, I will try to avoid the laser. I know one of the big problems with Gamecubes is the laser not reading after a while, which a lot of people do, like a potentiometer tweak to get them running again, or even replace the whole housing. But since I know this one is working and is reading, I'm not going to stuff around with it. Just get as close to it as possible without actually touching it. Last thing I want to do is damage the laser and have to replace the whole thing. So it's been about 12 hours and unfortunately the detergent didn't do a very good job. It's still relatively yellow. Not sure if you can see that on camera, but you can definitely tell that it's yellowed. So we're going to go to a much stronger hydrogen peroxide solution. So this is what I've got. It's 12%. And to use this stuff, all you do is need some rubber gloves for protection. As the saying goes, if it's not on, it's not on. Then all I do is just have some cling wrap underneath and just pour it on liberally. Just smear it on where it's all yellowed. So what I'm planning to do is just get this all nice and covered in the hydrogen peroxide, and then we'll put it in a UV light curing unit for about 20 minutes, and hopefully that will brighten it up. And there's a little memory stick flaps. One of them is actually quite good because I'm guessing the memory card was always inserted so the sun didn't yellow it. But the other one that's been sitting there is quite yellowed. We don't want that. So now once we've done that, just flip it over like so. Sit in that solution, and then we'll just give it a wrap. Then you can take your gloves off carefully, as long as you don't touch the hydrogen peroxide mine. And then just give it a nice wrap. You can see hydrogen peroxide in there. And now I'll just go to the light curing unit and pop him in for 20 minutes. So here's my little light curing unit that I've got. I actually use this for work as well, so I have it handy all the time. Just pop him in, turn him on for 20 minutes, and we'll see how he turns out. So I've had it in there for about 2 hours with the light on. As you can see, it has come out beautifully. Now what I'll do is just give it a rinse under water, dry it out, and I should be able to insert it back in. And so now that we've got everything sparkling clean, it's just a matter of putting it all back together. But I'm going to fast forward through all this because it's pretty long and tedious and don't want to bore you too much. Plus this video is already long enough. And there she is, good as new. Beautifully restored. Nice and grey, bright again. I did manage to polish up the top badge here as well, got rid of all the scratches. I'll make a video on how I do that. But it's come up beautifully. Now let's see if she works. And just to make sure that it's working, got Resident Evil 4 in there. Turn it on. Excellent, it's loaded beautifully. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.